Hello everyone, good evening. I hope I'm audible and you can see my screen. I'll just check in on chat for once more time. Am I audible? And okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think people are still joining, but we'll start with our session today. And the topic is the most interesting one. I think that people want to see today is that how do you become a data scientist or a data analyst without let's say with no prior experience? How do you what is the career path towards this? How do you graduate towards that path? And how do you, once you have graduated, how do you, let's say, see your career in the corporate world as a data scientist? So we're going to discuss those things, but before we discuss, I'll give you some of my credentials. Who I am Shivam, and you will be spending the next 48 to 1 hour with me, the next 1 hour with me understanding on this topic. I have almost now around 12 years of experience now into this field. I started as a ERP consultant. I don't know, have you ever heard of this name called as SAP or Microsoft Dynamics AX? I used to work for companies and help them understand, let's see, how and where there is, let's say, opportunities for money to be saved, like savings opportunity where they are. And I used to work for these big firms, who are spending so where in so many places, so condensing all these numbers in here. So I was acting as a SAP consultant there in the sales department. Later I joined a railroad corporation in US. It is one of the largest logistics company in the US, and they transport materials from one place to another. There I was helping them to understand and see how they can use analytics and save time on a duration or journey of a thing, right? We solved multiple problems. I'll give you one small example that we did there. So just imagine that a train is coming from Alaska with, let's say, iron ores inside it, and it has to travel from Alaska till, let's say, from Canada, and then it comes in US, and in US it has to go in Texas, for an example, let's say. So it's a good long journey for the train to be traveled, right? Now the problem is that in US everything goes by book. So if there is a safety procedure for that needs to happen for the train needs to follow. Now every train, every cargo train has, let's say, multiple cars inside it, and there are multiple types of cars, right? Flat car, gondola car, tank car. Tank car is usually, you might have seen, where you carry inflammable objects, sometimes water, sometimes oxygen tanks. So these kinds of, let's say, cars are there, which are attached to the rail engine, and then multiple of them are there. And everything has its own, let's say, every good can transport on its own car. So what was happening now, when the train leaves from Alaska, there's a manual inspection of that train which happens, and manual inspection happens every time they stop the train. There is somebody who manually goes, start from the train till the end. Every car he checks for, let's say, he or she checks for the defects. Now I'll give you a very simple example, right? Let's say it's a tank car, right? It's the tank rail car that is there. And those of you who are not familiar, I'll just show it to you. um, Rail car with a tank rail car, and you might have seen these big things there. So just imagine this person would go now in this long, let's say this long train. He would go and he would check for defects. Now what kind of defects can happen? It might happen that, let's say, it's a tank car and the lid is not closed, right? Let's say the lid is open, or if the lid is closed, it is not tightened up, right? The hose of that thing is not 2.4 inches out of that. So these kinds of, let's say, inspection is happening manually. I'll give you average number. On an average, it takes 48 minutes for somebody to, let's say, do a round trip of the whole car manually checking for defects, if it has 40 cars inside it, right? 48 minutes if there are 50 cars, sorry. So that's the number. Now the problem is, Alaska to Texas is a very long path, right? It's a very, very, very long path. And if, let's say, you're stopping your trains for 48 minutes, right? Just imagine what kind of a bottleneck traffic you are having. So, and this checking is not happening once. This checking is happening 8 times in between Alaska to Texas. 8 times. So 8 into 48 minutes are being lost every time. What would you do now? There comes the first responsibility of a data scientist, figuring out the problem and looking out for solutions that can be developed. I'll tell you what we did. We made a oval shaped of, let's say, a displacement machine from which the car would go across, right? A kind of a small tunnel kind of a thing, right? Not very big, but let's say small, very small tunnel kind of a thing, and which we have, let's say, mounted now 8 high-speed action cameras. Those high-speed action cameras would take the image of these rail cars and they'll send it to us. What would we do now? We used a technique called as deep learning. And first of all, as soon as those images come, we would read those images and we would identify what kind of a car is it. Is it a tank car? Is it a Golconda? Is it a flat car? Right? We would study those things, and then we would send these images back again to the defects model, and the model would find out if there's a defect inside the rail car, yes or no. Simple solution with 8 high-speed action cameras and 2 deep learning models. We solved this problem. And can somebody guess now, with this new, let's say, deep learning based model, how much time it was now taking? So earlier manually it was taking 48 minutes. How much time it would be taking now with this? Any guesses? Just any random guesses that if you want to make after this deep learning based solution? Okay, one of my friends is saying 5 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, good. I'll tell you, it took less than a minute. Less than a minute. Yes, it actually depended on the speed of the train. If the speed of the train is fast, we will take fast images, we will send it to system and we'll get it. If the speed of the train is low, right, so it would take time to capture those images because the train is moving slowly. So then slow images will be captured and then it will be sent to the system. So the bottleneck was the speed of the train. If the speed of the train is too high, we'll capture the images go to the server renders those images, it finds through the machine learning model, we find out by what kind of a car it is, what defect is this. The results are then sent back to the station master's iPad system, and on the iPad he can see the train flying in front of him, and he can also see the results in real time that yes, this train has defect in car number 16, 32 and 48, and he would say that okay, stop the car and the manual will happen now. The best case scenario is that there is no defect, the model says no defect, and the train without even reducing the speed can, let's say, carry forward to its journey. With just a small system, we were able to now reduce this 48 minutes of manual checking to now less than 10 minutes, because now this person is not going to travel to all the cars. He's going to just go to this specific cars which are identified by the model, I'm sorry, by the model, and then he would see that okay, is this defect real or not. It would whole the process would take less than 10 minutes and the process would go. Again, a question: how much money do you think that they might have saved with this small process? How much money they would have saved here? I'll tell you, it was $82 million a year that they saved. Now you might be thinking, what? It's just one person who is now performing, let's say, task for 10 minutes instead of 40. How can you save so much of money? Because now the trains were not stopping for 48 into 8 minutes. So the trains were moving faster, they were delivering faster. And because they were, let's say, larger space on tracks, let's say for the more time, the tracks were free and they could send more trains on it. So on an average, there would be, let's say, 7 to 8 trains which are flying every day because of this manual inspection. So less trains were going there. But now with this new adaptive mechanism, they can now send 13 to 15 trains every day, almost double, right? So that's the thing that I did there at my stint when I was doing at that company. I left that company and I joined a management consulting firm. There I was helping clients to understand, especially these Fortune 500 clients, to understand that how and where they can save the money. Now you will be thinking that okay, you are somebody who's going to teach a Fortune 500 company how to save money. Yes, I'll tell you why. These companies are so big that they're buying so much of raw materials from these companies, and I'll give you a very simple example how, let's say, negotiation terms happen. See, you and I cannot, let's say, we are not, I mean, we are a data scientist. We are not, let's say, somebody who can, let's say, do negotiations better, right? Sales negotiation. But we can help our salesperson to make these negotiation calls much more fruitful. Now, what do I mean by that? See, there are two salespeople who are negotiating. One has to buy and one has to sell, and they are saying, no, this is cost is very high. Please make it down. He say, no, it's not high. It's okay. These two conversations are happening. But the moment I bring in some facts here, the moment I bring in some numbers here, this conversation becomes much more fruitful. So I'll give you one, let's say, simple example here. So what is happening now is I'll give you one again small use case that what data analytics can be done, right? The earlier one was a like a complex one dealing with images. I'll give you one this very simple example. What I did there at my stint there. So I'll open up this whiteboard and I'll explain you. So what? Let's take an example that you are one, let's say, very big machine manufacturer. You are somebody who manufactures, let's say, these large industrial machines. Now, because you're a large manufacturer, you don't, let's say, manufacture these small things, right? So this actually happens that, you know, when you're a large company and you're doing large things, you don't focus on these small things, right? You procure them from somebody else. So let's say this is this large company. There is this company called as this Fortune 50 company who is, let's say, yeah, who is, let's say, making all these stuffs, and there is a small company who is, let's say, making these small motors for you. Let's take an example that you're buying motors. Your client is buying motors from, let's say, this company called as supplier S1. Let's say they are buying a lot of supplier S1, and a supplier S1 only builds these motors, small motors there, and that's what they built. Now your company is buying very good. They never see the books, and they never try to compare, right, at what price they're buying and what they're doing. This is all happening. But let's say somebody like you or me will go there. A data analyst person would go there, and he would see the real data. He would see the real numbers. So what I did is I saw that this company sells, let's say, this one particular motor, and if you draw a graph of the price versus the horsepower of the motor. So let's say this is the horsepower of the motor and this is the price, right? And the price goes up if the horsepower goes up, right? Simple thing that if they're buying, let's say, if they're selling a small horsepower motor, the price is here. If they're selling a higher, it goes here, it goes here. But suddenly this one goes super high, and then this graph again resumes like this. So a general trend of curve should have been a straight line, that if you are, let's say, more horsepower is there, more money is being charged, right? But you suddenly saw a jerk in between. Do you see this thing going up? That this one particular, let's say, horsepower is very expensive, right? This horsepower, let's say, motor is very expensive. And you know why? Because your company is buying this in bulk and they're buying a lot. That is why they have done this up there. So what you can do is you can show these to your sales people, to your clients sales people, and they can see that, oh, okay, the supplier is trying to trick us. What they're doing is they know that we are buying this particular, let's say this is 50 horsepower. Let's say this is 50 horsepower of, let's say, motor that we are trying to buy them. They have shooted the price for this only. These kinds of small things also can happen here. See, my motive of giving you the example is that, see, it's not always the heavy guns which are deployed, right? These deep learning models. No, sometimes these small things also help us. Again, you won't believe how much money did we save. This company was in and bulk buying around 30k motors every month. 30k motors every month. So 30k multiplied by 12 motors a year. and we were able to reduce with the sales negotiation and the numbers that we presented, right? Not just this was the one of the factors, but there were other three more factors there. When we presented, the supplier reduced the price by 30%. So if the motor was earlier for $100, now it was available to us at $70 only. And you can just imagine the amount of money that we have saved there. This 30K per motor was for one region only, for one region, and they are, let's say, all over Europe there. So just imagine the amount of money that we have saved. And this was just one particular product that we saw. We had around 2,300 products in our catalog, and when we did this kind of analysis, out of them 1,300 products were there which were, let's say, ready to be negotiated now. These small things can, let's say, help you identify the impact in the industry. Again, Shivam, why are you involving a lot of business inside it, right? Most of you might be thinking. The first and the foremost thing which I want to press right now here is that, see, data science is not your regular, your software development job. No, it's not your software development job. Yeah, exactly. It's not your regular, let's say, day-to-day job where you're going there, you'll blindly open up your laptop and you'll do the coding in Java, C, C++, or some other fancy language, right? No, it's not. Data science is all about solving a problem, right? You have to immerse yourself in the data, understand the data, and then try to find the answers inside it, right? Just see how simple this thing was. Just plot the horsepower, just plot the price, and you will see this thing here. Just bring this price up here and then try to recalculate the price and show it to your CFO. He was the most happiest person on that day on the planet, right? Small things. So again, the first thing, it is not your regular day-to-day job like any software developer who just comes blindly, just types in the code and then goes off. No, data science requires you to understand the data, right? You're solving a real world problem here. Obviously in software development also we are solving a lot of problems. I am not saying that software development is bad or they're not doing a lot of impactful work. No, they're doing, obviously, but majority of the people in software industry don't even know what they're solving for. So if you talk to somebody in software industry, right, and if you tell them that what you're doing, they'll always say that, we are working on this app which will, which is making, let's say, we are working on this app which is made on Android. The backend is, let's say, in some Node.js, and we are rendering the stuff through this, that. They'll talk about all these things. But if you'll talk to a data scientist, right, he'll tell you that we are trying to, he'll say that, we are making machine learning model and we are trying to, let's say, save money. We're trying to save, let's say, time, or we are trying to, let's say, increase the efficiency. Those terms a data scientist will always tell you. That's the difference between a data scientist and a software engineer, right? And you'll notice this thing when you'll talk to some senior data scientist and talk to some senior software engineer, you'll get to know the difference between them. After that I left this let's say this management consulting, and I joined a social networking website, totally different. But there I was helping creators understand that what kind of a content they should make, right? What kind of a content. Now you might be thinking again, okay, what is a data analyst doing there? I mean, it's more of a creative world, right? It is the creator who will make the content and then he'll push it on his, let's say, platform, and then you'll get all these followers there. Yes, this is how you think it works, but it's not exactly how it works. When you're famous footballer, or let's say you're famous singer, when he or she is putting something on the platform, yes, it is creative, but totally not creative. There's a bunch of people in the background who are deciding what content will go on the website, right? What content should go on the screen, and they should see all these things. So what I used to do is I used to, let's say, analyze the audience. I used to analyze that, okay, what is happening in the geography, what is happening in my, let's say, creators ecosystem, right? And we would identify the trends inside that particular system, that what people, or let's say what generation Y or generation Z is looking for, what millennials are looking for, and we would push that content to the creator. Okay, so let's make this kind of a thing, this kind of a song, right? And these kinds of trends were there, which I used to help my creators there. So yes, in creator world also analytics is working there. And now these days I'm off now. I am working with a lot of, let's say, these companies in Southeast Asia, especially in Korea and Japan. in apparel industry, I'm there now. In fashion industry, now again, you might be thinking, how is analytics in fashion? That's a clothing company. You need tailors there, not data analysts. No, you need data analysts there also. I'll tell you, clothing industry is going through a lot of disruptions now, right? Exactly 10 years ago, in 2011, how many clothing articles did you buy in a whole year? Do you have any numbers? If you remember, I know it's a hard thing to remember, but again, my question is, in 2011, 10 years ago, how many clothing articles did you bought in a complete year? Any guesses? Nobody? Okay, I'll tell you. The global average for giving, let's say, clothing in clothing industry was just 17 articles of cloth that you bought every year. And do you know the number now, or let's say pre-COVID in 2019? How many clothing articles were you buying? Yeah, this includes everything, right? From winter, summers, everything. 50 plus. Okay, very good. Exactly. The global number right now is 67. It means one per week, more than one per week. That is what is happening now these days. So why is there a suddenly jump in clothing? Are we wearing, are we not wearing the clothes properly, or what is happening? No, nothing is happening. Everything is still the same. The quality of the cloth has actually improved over the years, so your clothes are more sustainable. But the problem is trend. People want to wear trending clothes. People want to wear Jordan. People want to wear shoes which are matching with the new songs now. A singer will sing a song, the fashion comes in. Companies are facing a problem that they have to produce at such a rate that while the trend is going on, they have to pick up the trend, they have to manufacture, market it, and then bring it in the market, right, and then sell it. This is called as fast fashion. It's a very unique and very interesting area. If somebody wants to learn more about it, just do a simple Google of fast fashion. What does it mean? There are multiple companies now. They are doing is that people want to wear the trending clothes at the time. They don't want to wait for 2 months and then wear it. So what companies are doing is companies have to, let's say, buckle up their production, their supply chain management, and their marketing techniques, and obviously then putting it on the store also, and big box stores also. So what is happening is analytics is helping them to optimize their supply chains, right? Optimize their workforce management, right? If you have to call people who is going to work on this branch, who's going to work on that branch, right? Optimization of, let's say, delivery also. So let's say if you have to deliver a particular, let's say you have to deliver, let's say, 10 products in an area. Now how do you design that route of that thing so that you deliver in the minimum time with the maximum let's say money you get in your pocket? So we do those kinds of things. I'll give you again a simple, let's say, a simple use case and a large use case also. Simple use case is that we are trying to optimize, let's say, that which cloth, let's say, should be produced first and then the second one. Let's say both are priority products, but we have to, let's say, pick up which one is more let's say will take less time on the workbench and makes less, let's say, overhead for us also. So we'll produce that first. Very simple decision. There are some attributes of every cloth. You write them down into an Excel and you compare them, and then you say, okay, product one goes first. After three, product one, you will take product two, then product two three times, and then product one. So in rotation you will, let's say, manufacture products. Simple decision. I'll give you the most let's say interesting one that we worked last year on. What is happening is that now in COVID, people are not able to go outside. People are stuck in homes, right? And they cannot go, let's say, in the retail stores and they can buy. So what they're doing is they're doing a lot of online shopping. Now online shopping they're doing, so they write the query that I want to buy a blue check shirt, but every time they cannot express what they want to, let's say, buy, right? This blue, now this blue color can be different for you and me, right? The check means different for you and me. So you cannot verbally tell someone what kind of a product you're trying to buy, right? It is more, let's say, visually more appealing, right? If you could, let's say, show them the picture and then see, this is what I'm looking for. That's exactly what we did now. So we said that we don't want people to, let's say, do a textual search. They should not type blue check shirt. What they can do is they can take a snap of anybody, just upload that snap. We will remove the human and we'll just pick up the clothing part from that particular image. and then the person can select, okay, yes, I want this one. We'll go and we'll find similar products in this thing. So now imagine what is happening. My system has, let's say, has actually two images. One is the products that we own, right? A database of all the products that we own. And then on the other hand, you have the image that the customer uploaded on the platform. So what you will do is you'll take this image that the customer uploaded and you'll try to match it to the nearest image in your database, and you will show it to them, right? Sounds interesting. I know a lot of, let's say, Indian e-commerce companies are also trying to do this thing, not fully integrated, but I've seen some of them already trying this stuff. So this is a very interesting area that you just take a picture and the system will automatically pick up that, okay, you are trying to, let's say, locate these genes, and it will try to show you the nearest genes available in the databases of our company that we are selling, right? And it will show it to you, and boom, on your screens. Correct? So those are some of the areas in which I am working. I teach at Intellipaat also. I am a senior instructor for deep learning and machine learning here at Intellipaat. Now more than 5 years I've been with them, teaching modules, making people ready for industry. Right? I'll take a pause here. If you have any questions, do let me know. Any questions? No. Okay. So we'll proceed further now. Now, I know there are multiple questions that are going inside your mind, and I think the biggest one that is going inside your mind is that, Shivam, we have heard a lot of words now. We have heard AI, we have heard deep learning, we have learned machine learning, we have heard of data science. What is all these stuff? What are we actually? I mean, are these things different or are these things similar? What is this, right? I'll explain you all these terms one by one on the screen, right? Let's just get rid of this one. 1 second. Okay. Let's talk about the first word, I think, and the most common word that you might have heard is data sciences, right? Data science is the one that you might have heard of a lot of time. Data science or data analyst also sometimes, right? What is this term now? See here, data science is not new, data analyst is not new. These are old terms. This is not something which was born in 2000 or 2015. No, these are all old terms there. Data science means that any kind of a science when you apply on data, right? Just bear with me. Any kind of a science, or let's say any kind of a formulation, permit, any kind of a thing that you apply on data to generate insights, from the data, that is called as data science. Like in the previous example, in the motor example, right? What I did is I just simply plotted that what the supplier is selling to us. I just simply plotted that graph and I saw a insight from the graph, right? That is called as data analytics, right? Or data science. It can be as simple as, let's say, your company CFO asking you what is the most profitable product that we are selling. So what you'll do, you'll add up all the data that is available in all the regions. Then you'll go by product and you'll see which product is most profitable, and you'll tell that product to your CFO, right? Simple answer. Or it can be as complex as somebody is asking you to, let's say, to try to simulate an environment, right? You have to, let's say, take a bunch of statistical approaches to try to simulate that particular environment. It can be, let's say, so data analytics and data sciences involves, let's say, those kinds of methodologies through which we go inside the data and we try to find what insights that can help us drive the business better. Correct? The second term that you might have heard is machine learning, ML. Now, what is machine learning? See, data science was very good, but data science could not, let's say, predict some things. So machine learning came in, and machine learning said that, see, based on your historical patterns, and your historical behavior, can we predict the future, right? So machine learning uses a bunch of, let's say, algorithms, a bunch of algorithms and tries to predict the future. Like, and see, now it is not a very difficult thing. If I ask you that this is a kind of a graph there, where it will go now at this particular point, will it go down or will it go up? If I ask you, what is the answer? Down. Why down? Why do you say down? I mean, why do you think it's going to go down and then it's going to go up? Why do you think so? Because that's what historically has been happening, right? Historically, that is what is been happening. And you said you try to, let's say, convey the same thing, right? Same thing machine learning does. Machine learning is learning from the historical patterns, the historical data, and tries to let's say predict the future. Correct? Okay. Now machine learning can be applied to majorly all the, let's say, tabular data. What is tabular data? Tabular data is any kind of a data which is structured and is, let's say, in a row column format, like in Excel data you have, right? Let's say you have sales data. So for every month, if you have product wise sales data, so let's say in the rows you have products and in the columns you have the month, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, and those are there. But the problem is, in this whole world, we just don't have tabular data. So if you remember our first example of, let's say, those rail cars, right? The rail car, the images were taken. Now images is not tabular data, right? That is why deep learning came. Deep learning said that if you want to, let's say, predict cognitive data. What is cognitive data? It means your images, your videos, right? Your images, your videos, your speech data, right? Your speech data, or let's say your text data also, right? If you want to handle these data, then what is going to happen? Then you require deep learning. Deep learning actually is a little bit more advanced than machine learning. It does not just uses algorithms, sorry. It does not uses algorithm. It uses algorithm in a more humanly manner. That how does a kid, a small human kid, starts understanding that this is a cat and this is a dog? I know you will say that we teach the kid inside the classes. Yes, obviously, but prior to that, before he or she is admitted to a school, the kid understands cat and dog prior to that also. You know why? Because there's a common interaction which is happening, right? The kid regularly sees a cat and dog, and there's somebody who's telling them, either his parents or her parents, relatives, friends, other kids. They keep on talking about it. See, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a cat, this is a dog. So they learn from their environment, right? The same thing happens with deep learning also. In deep learning, we show, let's say, images multiple times, and we tell them, let's see, this is a dog, this is a cat, this is an elephant, or this is an image, this is a tank car image, this is a flat car image, this is a defect, this is not a defect, right? And they learn from it. The same behavior, a neural behavior that a human shows, right? Same behavior is being copied in deep learning, and we try to achieve that thing. Correct? So machine learning was predicting, deep learning is also predicting, but it is predicting on cognitive data. And the last word that all of you might have heard is called as AI, artificial intelligence. Now, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is nothing but, let's say, a product, the final product that is being made, right? When you use multiple, let's say, deep learning, machine learning models, data sciences, then some coding and all these things are done. When you make a product, the final product is called as AI, right? That is called as AI. Now it can be, let's say, a Boston Dynamic robot, right? Or it can be a self-driving car, right? It can be your smartphones. It can be your, let's say, your Gmail compose. Those of you who use Gmail for their day-to-day work, they might know that now it is trying to auto-complete your sentences. From last 2 years, they have released a product called as Google Compose. So what they have done is they have tried, the AI has understood your writing patterns, and they now know what next you're going to write. So they try to predict it, and you don't have to write the whole email, right? So Gmail Compose is there. That's also an AI product. So the final product that comes out, that is called as AI. Now, but we are going to, let's say, specifically, let's say, talk about this data science and data analyst kind of a role, right? We're going to talk about these two roles specifically here. Now, if I talk about data analyst, right? A data analyst, what does a data analyst do in his day-to-day job is, his first thing is that he or she should know how to handle data. The first word in a data analytics or data scientist is data. The first thing is how to handle a data. So what their job is, data analytics job is to, let's say, first of all, understand the data, and to understand the data, they should know how to handle the data. Now, data can be in any format, right? It can be a small CSV file also, and it can be a huge dump of sensor data, which is in gigabytes. So you should know how to, let's say, handle the data. Now, if you want to handle the data, the most common format to handle the data is SQL. So a data analyst into their day-to-day job should know what is SQL. SQL is what? I can tell you, SQL is a query language, right? Which helps you to query a database. Now, what is database? Database is a place where you store the data. So what will happen is, you, let's say, whenever someone gives you a data, you will, let's say, store that data into a SQL and lock it. Just understand this process. Now, whenever you want the data, you will call SQL at, hey SQL, can you please give me, don't give me the whole data, but just give me, let's say, take an example. Let's say that you are working for this very big, let's say, FMCG company, right? They are selling, let's say, soaps, they are selling, let's say, everything, right? Food, grocery, they're selling everything. So let's say you have now sales data for every product for every day, right? And for every region. So what you will do is you'll keep this data into SQL now. Let's say your CFO is saying that because now holidays are going to come in India first and then in US. So do a market size landscaping for me in India. It means nothing, but let's say simply in the coming months, what are the next products that we should focus on, right? So that we can increase the let's say supply, so that we manufacture more of them. So what you will do, you will just get the data of India only. You don't need the data of Brazil, or let's say you don't need the data for, let's say, Mexico. If you want to do something in India, you will just want India data. So SQL means that you will now ask SQL to only give you India data. So these kinds of, let's say, queries that you will be writing in SQL, I'm just giving you simple examples. You can make it more complex, like in let's say in India also, you want this, let's say, only cosmetic products to be displayed to you above a certain range, and you can, let's say, apply all these conditions and try to find out that, okay, how we were doing in last year in holidays, how were we doing and how did our sales go up. Similar thing that you are going to project for this year, and you need to do these things. So SQL is the first thing which I think every data analyst or a scientist should know, right? Second thing that you let's say, the data analyst should know is a programming language. Now, I know the moment I say programming language, some of you are going to say like, Shivam, we are not from non-technical background. We don't know Python, Java, C++, and I am not asking you, right? I am not asking you to learn C++, Java, Spark, Hive, nothing. No, I am asking you either go for a programming language or go for a no coding, let's say, data manipulation, no coding. And this is a data manipulation platform. Now see, you have handled the data by SQL. Now you need to manipulate the data, right? You need to alter the data. You need to, let's say, apply some group by some privatings to get the data, meaningful data out of it, right? So you need to do that thing. If you are okay with the programming language, then I would say Python is your best friend, right? Super simple to learn, a very English kind of syntax is there. But if you are you will say that no, I want to don't go with, then you can have a drag and drop kind of environment also, which is called as K9, K9, Alteryx, multiple things are there that you can use, right? So you have handled the data, you have now processed or manipulated the data. What is the next thing? Can you show these numbers directly to your CFO or CMO? The answer is no. Your CFO and CMO does not know analytics, and he does not want to learn also. He or she does not want to learn also. So the next thing that you guys want to learn is definitely a data visualization platform, right? data visualization platform. Now there are multiple, let's say, data visualization platforms like Power BI, right? Or Tableau is there, right? Now there are multiple, let's say, there are multiple browser based data visualization tools are available. So you need to learn any one, let's say, way, right? I'll just show you a Power BI, let's say, dashboard, right? This is a kind of a typical dashboard that a CXO is interested in, right? This is a kind of, let's say, sales dashboard is there. This is a gaming company and how much, let's say, sales they are doing. I'll just open up this image in a, yeah, see, this is the kind of thing that you want to see, that okay, what is our overall sales, what is the Nintendo sales, what is our, let's say, competitor sales, how are we doing in the year wise sales, you can see here, right? How is our market capture, correct? These kinds of things which are easily digestible, those kinds of things should be visible to the users or your C-suite users, right? This I think is a graph for, let's say, influential data. This is the evergreen data, but I just want to show you some other, let's say, sales data which is going on. You can see here, this one is now there a dashboard. Okay, this is a very small image, but yeah, these are, let's say, typical dashboards that you will be building around, for people, especially C-suite people, so that they can digest your information. So three things: data manipulation, any SQL, it means SQL. Second thing is data, sorry, the first one was data handling. The second one is data manipulation. Either a programming language if you're comfortable, if not, then you have no coding platforms also. And the third thing is Power BI or Tableau to make a dashboard, to represent your findings, right? See, a data analyst job is not just to, let's say, find the insights, but also to share the insights, right? And what is the best way to share an insight other than the best ways to do is through visualizations and graphs and dashboards. This is what I had, my friends, for you in the complete slide. Sorry, I didn't move these slides, and I didn't want to, let's say, scare you with all these things. So I have, let's say, covered all these things inside, let's say, in our discussions. What are the requirements? See here, we've talked about skills, roles and responsibilities. Roles and responsibilities, I told you that you should know. Let's talk about it here. So in this graph only, I'll just make it that I told you SQL is a must for you, right? Then one programming language if you can pick up, right? And then Power BI or Tableau for data visualization, that is, let's say, good for you. But if you want to now become a machine learning engineer, right, then mathematics comes in a little bit, right? Then probability comes in a little bit, right? Your statistics comes a little bit, but this, let's say, these things are increasing in the order in which you are also increasing, right? If you want to become a data analyst, you stick to these three things. If you want to become a data scientist, you stick to these three things. But if you want to become, let's say, a bigger one, then you have, let's say, these data deep learning, let's say, algorithms being here that you should learn. You need to learn reinforcement algorithms here. So this is in the order in which you want to see yourself, right? And the same thing is written here in a very good graph. If I show you this one, right? Programming language, data visualization, data intuition, statistics, data wrangling, machine learning, software, and mathematics is like not that important. You can see here. So the more higher you go, the more I think the value is there. Then you have these some numbers here. These numbers keeps on changing, so please don't just get stick to it. But yes, that's an average number that you see for an Indian analyst going and jumping and working for a big four or a big three. That's the number there, right? And this is, let's say, the we have our YouTube channels that you should definitely subscribe to, and you should watch our videos there. We have a long list of playlists which are there. You can watch them, or do reach out to our support team to get in touch with them and know better that what next we can deliver to you. I think we have my friend already in the chat. I'll just call him up so that you can and he'll walk you through around these things. Just one. Just 1 second. I'll just call up my friend who's going to give you a. Okay, Satish, my friend is already here. I'll just make him the presenter, and then he'll talk you through the next part of this thing. One of my friend has a question. He says, "What? Well delivered." Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, let's say any things or any myth around, I think I would say myth more here, because people have heard so much but they don't know what they have heard is true or false. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop us an email. We'll love to write you back and share our things with you. I'll just give me 1 second. I'll call my friend up because he'll walk you through the next. Okay, he's already there. Very good.
Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yes.
I hope everyone can able to hear me.
Yes, Satish, we can hear you and we can see your screen also.
Hello.
Satish, I think your volume is down, but yes, we can hear you.
Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Satish. I'm one of the senior mentor with Intellipaat, and I'm here to take just 5 minutes of your valuable time in order to make or give you a better clarity understanding to you, okay, on how this would be helpful for you, on how this I'm here to just give you a best solution on how the domain of data analytics would be helpful for all the aspirants who are willing to expand their professional horizons or who are willing to upskill themselves into the field of data analytics. So as a senior mentor, I'm more glad to answer everyone's queries, clarifications, and you can feel free to reach out to me through your questions, okay, where I would be more glad to assist you on it as well. All right. Okay. So guys, before suggesting you and showing you the solution, okay, I'm just going to just take 10 minutes of your valuable time. I'm not going to take much of your time. So, and especially what I would strongly recommend you is I'm 200% sure that the participants of this webinar would be of diverse areas pertaining to or related to business. That can be either information technology or core non-IT domain, or into a finance domain or manufacturing domain. So the best solution what Intellipaat can able to offer for any professionals who are willing to expand their professional horizons into the field of data analytics would be, they can just go with a certification. You can just go to the intellipaat.com. You can scroll down, you can able to see a heading called postgraduate programs. In that, you can just open the second program, which is called as the advanced certification in data analytics for business. You can just open this program. All right. Okay, and adding to it, you can see it's offered in collaboration with IIT Madras. Okay, so this is the program which would be completely sufficing everyone's career goals, whoever is looking out for a transition, or whoever is looking out for upskilling themselves into the field of data analytics. Okay, and this program is completely more and more focused towards a lot of case studies and practical exposure in order to mold you to be a creative problem solver, as well as to derive the business insights and optimize your business performance. Right. Okay, so so let me just take you through the program and give you a quick gist on it. Okay, so this will give you a better, more clarity understanding to you. All right, and trust me guys, this is a program is completely offered in collaboration with IIT Madras Digital Skills Academy, and this program would be completely sufficing your goals in order to be an authentic data analytics professional in a meaty role. And especially if you could see, this program is completely offered by one of the most prestigious technical university across the globe, and this all program also comes up with assured or guaranteed minimum 3+ interview calls as well for meaty roles into the field of data analytics, guys. And no prior programming knowledge required, because the complete mentorship is designed and structured in such a manner that everything is going to be taught to you from the scratch in a much more clarity manner to you. All right. Okay, and let me just take you through the program. This program completely aims at helping the learners to develop a strong skill set, including the descriptive statistics, probability distributions, and predictive modeling as well. And this program, let me just go through the key highlights. So this program is completely a practical program which precisely comprises of applied learning, focusing a lot on the practical exposure, involving 150 plus hours of live instructor-led interactive online classroom training. Okay, and also which involves access to the live session recordings for lifelong, and which involves 218 hours of self-paced learning, which involves high quality e-learning videos, PDFs, and PPTs for the corresponding topics, and focus and practical focus on 50 plus industrial projects and case studies, and 24/7 support. Dedicated learning managers will be there, and on top of it, it's going to be the mentorship from the world-class IIT Madras faculties as well as the industry practitioners as well. So who would be there holding your hands throughout your journey in order to reach your career goals as well. All right. And adding to it, if you could see, this program also comes up with inbuilt career services or career mentorship from the award-winning placement team of Intellipaat. And this program is completely tailored and designed for the working professionals and freshers who wanted to expand their horizons in the field of data analytics. And you can see about the technical university, because the name IIT Madras speaks a lot. I guess I need not speak much on it. But anyway, as a mentor, I would like to highlight on few pointers which is highly focused on. And this program is completely offered by IIT Madras Special Skills Academy in collaboration or in partnership with NASCOM, aligned as per IT standards. So, and you're going to gain the prestigious executive alumni status of IIT Madras Special Skills Academy as well. All right, and which will be completely surpassing your goals too. All right. And other important key information is, if you could see, you will also be entitled or bound to get the received live lectures from IIT Madras and industry experts as well. Okay, and next, if you could see, let's on talking about the key achievements of IIT Madras. This program ranks #1 in terms of NIRF rankings, which is precisely called as the National Institute of Ranking Framework, issued by the HR Ministry of India with reference to the technical universities research prospects, as well as with reference to the faculties prospects, also with reference to the career outcome of the students, even after 5 years of completion of the offerings or the certifications. All right, okay. And next, if you could see, I have a question. Let me just go through it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I have a question from WAC. WAC, it's a nice question. Please tell if this course helps in passing certified analytics professional exam. Obviously, this program has been designed and structured in such a manner that this program is meant for you to crack the analytics certification exam. And on top of it, not only this, and also if you could see, this program also includes some more additive elements in terms of business case studies and global business case studies exposure, and where you can practice it on a day-to-day basis, and you can play with the data completely and derive the insights, and you can able to explore the what is hidden patterns, and you can able to derive more business insights, optimizing the enterprise performance too. So for sure, this program is completely going to be a practical program, WAC, and for sure this program would be sufficing your goals, no worries on it. And adding to it, if you could see, and just scrolling down, okay, and you can see who can apply for the course. As I said before, this program is completely open for any professionals or freshers who wants to expand their horizons into the field of data science and business analytics. Okay, and you can also see what are the roles that data science and business analysis professionals are bound to play on completion of this program. You can see various roles like data scientist, data analyst, business analyst, data architect, applied scientist, or machine learning engineer. All right, okay. And adding to it, if you could see, this program comprises of the designations where each and everyone, irrespective of your background, okay, or irrespective of the diverse exposure, or irrespective of whatever the background you come from, whatever the vertical you come from, whatever your current work experience, okay, because everywhere data is completely going to be used, and everywhere the role of a data analyst will be there, and where everywhere what is the importance of the data analysis is going to be a significant role, which will be played by the professionals who are being certified over here. All right, okay. And on top of it, the other important key information is, if you could see, this program is completely a practical program, guys, on especially for the learners who are looking out for a transition into data analytics domain, or who wants to upskill themselves, or who are looking out for internal promotions, or etc., or anything. So there are few things also which would be expected from the enterprise perspective, which I feel as a mentor I'm more glad to share it for you. Okay, and first of all, it's going to be a globally recognized credential which is highly required, okay, in order to justify your profile that you are proficient in data analytics, which will mold you to stand out of the crowd. And second foremost important point is your problem solving skills, and that is where see, you can learn data science for free in YouTube also, but if you don't know the right problem solving approach, your entire knowledge goes on vain as well. So that is what this program is highly concentrating enough, so that which will be helpful for you to surface your career goals. And third is your real-time hands-on experience, because which is going to speak a lot in terms of to reach your career goals in order to be a proficient professional in data analytics as well. And on top of it, if you could see, these are the highlighting things that this program is targeting for you to reach your goals. And you can also see various skills to master. So these are the ideal skill sets that you will be mastering on taking up this program. This doesn't mean that these are the only skill sets, but beyond this, there are also additional skill sets which you will be mastering in. And second, you can also see about tools to master. These are the important tools that you will be mastering in on taking up this program. And you can just see that mentors tab, where you can able to see the mentors or the professors who are going to train you, and everyone will be from IIT Madras directly, okay, who are going to train you on the things from the scratch. And you can also see about the industry experts who hold more than 15 years of experience, who would be handling you personally in terms of training you on the things from the scratch. Trust me guys, this is completely going to be a practical program, and everything is going to be an experiential and applied learning for you, because this program coverage is completely focused on the business case studies and the real-time industrial projects, with 400 plus hours of applied learning involving 150 plus hours of live interactive sessions on the weekends, and adding to it with lifetime access to the live session recordings as well. And on top of it, with 218 hours of high quality e-learning videos, that is a self-paced materials for you, and practical focus laid on mentorship on the business case studies of around close to 40 plus global business case studies, along with 50 plus industrial real-time projects focusing on diverse industries like manufacturing industry, product industry, service industry, e-commerce industry, supply chain industry, healthcare industry, retail industry, and media industry too. And in-depth applied learning which is going to be offered from the world-class well-esteemed faculties, precisely Dr. Arun, Dr. Neerav, Professor Babji, and as well as you can see various profiles of the industry experts also, who are going to train you on the things from the scratch, which will be giving you the right clear problem solving approach. Okay, and adding to it, you can also see yeah, uh, let me just deep dive into the curriculum so that it gives you a better option. As I said you before, this program doesn't involve any preparatory, doesn't involve any prerequisites. So in that aspect, the IIT mentors or the industrial experts, we are going to train you on the things from the scratch, commencing it with the preparatory sessions comprising of Python and MS Excel. Okay, okay, and on top of it, other important information is next we'll be deep diving into the data wrangling with SQL. Okay, and adding to it, other thing is we can you will be learning about various business analytics tools like Presto, and you'll also be learning about data science and statistics, business problem solving, insights and storytelling. Okay, and adding to it, you can also see various optimization techniques. Okay, and adding to it, you can also see about statistics, machine learning using R programming, and you can also see about predictive modeling, time series forecasting, which will be helpful for you to forecast the things and the business outcome. Okay, and adding to it, you can also see various execution strategies as well, and you can also see about various global business case studies. And finally, you'll be learning to visualize the data using Power BI as well, right? And finally, you'll be practically applying all your thoughts, learnings, understandings, everything through a data science capstone project. All right, okay, fine. This is all about the curriculum, and you can also see about the projects. As I said before, this program is completely laid on a complete practical mentorship, focusing 70% of practical mentorship and 20 to 30% of theoretical mentorship. Okay, and adding to it, you can also see beginner, intermediate, and advanced level projects, which should be completely making your hands dirty enough in order to be a proficient expert into the field of data analytics. Okay, and just on scrolling down, you can also see about peer learning. So peer learning is nothing but is one of the most what is it most comprehensive feature. It's something like even though we believe our professors or the industrial SMEs, okay, can help you to reach your career goals, okay, and we also believe that fellow batchmates interaction or fellow peer interaction in terms of collaborative learning or in terms of group working on group assignments or group projects, as well as in terms of hackathon events which is going to be conducted, okay, which will completely enhance your learning experience, because it's going to be a completely and everlasting journey, okay, which will be completely surfacing your goals, okay, in a very short span of time, and making this journey completely and unforgettable for each and every learner as well, because these are the people where you're going to meet professions from various diverse nationalities, diverse backgrounds. You can understand their profile, they can understand your profile, and you can also you can refer them for a job and they can refer you for a job. Yeah, and you, because the fellow peers whom you're going to learn are going to stay with you for lifelong, and they are also going to be the prestigious executive alumni of IITM Digital Skills Academy on taking up this program. So it's completely laying as a better platform or a pivot for you to enhance your professional work experience or professional exposure to. And just finally, on top of it, let's here come see a career transition, which I wanted to show you. All right. You can also see, just have a look at the sample testimonial, please. Yeah, you can see, I hope you could be able to see my screen. Her name is Shazin, who have taken up a program, and where she was a specialist, okay, pertaining to data domain, and on taking up this program she was promoted as a digital marketing analyst. And you can see n number of testimonials, especially for the people who are from non-tech industry. They can refer this testimonial, Mr. Adesh Vijay, okay. And adding to it, you can also see where he was working, what was his academic background on taking up this program, where he is now, okay, what is the role that he holds today. And trust me guys, okay, you can also see about various profiles named Abhilasha Kumari, from a client support associate to an executive, data analysis executive, okay. And you can see n number of profiles like this, from non-tech to tech, or adding to it internal promotion from my executive to decision making roles, okay. So, and adding to it, so obviously this program will be surfacing you the career goals, okay, completely for the career goals, in irrespective whether it's a short term or long term goal, precisely. And next, guys, and one more thing is, okay, today the biggest challenge what all the enterprises face today is, okay, to solve the real time challenges. So on taking up this program, you should be completely able to go and able to tell the client that, hey, this is what myself and my team can able to offer it to you with reference to your requirement, on with reference to the analytics approach. This is the right model that we have to follow, and this will be the right goal, and this will be the right path the project has to be fallen in, so that to reach your goals, okay. So this is where you have to be a creative problem solver, okay. And this program will be completely molding you through business case studies and n number of industrial real-time projects, all right. And on top of it, this is completely a practical program, as I said before, underlining the word, it's completely a core practical program, guys. This is not a program where just a trainer will put a PowerPoint slide and he or she will be explaining it to you. No, it's completely an applied learning. So it's something like you're seated in an IIT classroom and you're learning it. So when the trainer teaches you a concept for 20 minutes, immediately you'll be made to work on the practicals immediately, so that your doubts are getting resolved. So during the session hours, any doubts, the trainers are going to be there, or the professors are going to be there, who is going to resolve it. And apart from the session hours, any doubts, you're more glad to reach out to our learning manager, who will be a designated learning manager, will be there throughout your journey. And adding to it, you have live session recordings as well as a course materials handy for you to resolve your doubts as well. So it's completely the learning is brought up at your doorstep to hold your hands, guide you, and make your hands dirty enough, prepare you for the interviews, okay. And trust me guys, this program comes up with guaranteed interview calls also, where the interview, each and every participant or the learner in this program would be entitled to get guaranteed minimum 3+ interview calls, which I am going to talk about it in the next couple of minutes. All right, okay. So let's talk about the career services. As I said before, first of all, with reference to career services by Intellipaat, we have a designated award-winning placement team, where we are offering this career services since 12 years of the Intellipaat's journey, okay, where we are successful in it as well. And Intellipaat's data science program was ranked as India's #1 program with reference to placement statistics by India TV as well, right. Irrespective of the domain you're from, and depending upon the mentoring and the right choice, okay, you can easily expand your professional horizons into the field of data analytics precisely, guys. Trust me. And if you could see, first of all, on career mentorship part, first of all, we'll be helping you to reach your career goals, where first of all we'll be helping you to prepare your professional story first, irrespective of the backgrounds you come from, and then we help you to build your resume in a more and more crispy manner, and then we help you to build your LinkedIn profile too, and then we share you some frequently asked interview questions also, and then we train you rigorously on the interview questions. We conduct some mock interview sessions for your clarity to optimize your interview performance, okay, and then we guarantee you assured minimum 3+ interview calls as well, guys. So now, as I said it before, in job assistance tab, you can see the guaranteed interviews upon 80% of the course. We don't want you to wait till 100%. Once you complete 80% of the course, you'll be start getting interview calls, and you will be providing exclusive access to Intellipaat job portal as well, where you will be you can start applying for jobs, okay, from your corresponding portal. Throughout your life, the assistance will be there for you in terms of job portal access is for lifetime access, and we help you on the mock interview preparation, and throughout this career mentoring sessions, where the learners will be advised on the right career path that they have to focus, right learning curve, or in terms of right geography that they can choose to work with, right enterprises they can choose to work, right industries they can focus, and adding to it, what are the roles and responsibilities or accountabilities that the learner can take it up in their journey of data science, okay, for the next 15 years, okay. So everything is going to be taught to you in a much more detailed manner, okay. So this will give you a better, more clarity understanding to you as well on successfully reaching your career goals, guys. And for your trust, you can also see about the alumni, where our alumni work at, okay, on successfully completion of the certifications with us. And you can also see the LinkedIn reviews of various professionals who are taking up the program too. All right, you can see the testimonials of various learners, okay, and you can also refer it too, guys. So this is all about the program, and let me just take you through the application process for this program, and any doubts I'm more glad to answer you guys. Right, let me just share my information. Yeah. All right. So the total program fee for this, the total fee for this program is completely going to be just 9840 plus taxes. 9840 INR 9840 plus taxes, which comes to INR 115,690 all inclusive. And as per we are currently offering an early bird short-term discount of INR 5,000 discount on a short-term basis, which works on completely first come first serve basis, okay, in order to be more precise. And next, exclusively only for this webinar participants, okay, for 5 participants who is interested for this program, INR additional 5,000 discount is available in the form of coupon with me. So this coupon expires tonight, okay, and especially for the learners or participants who are willing to know more about this program and who want to enroll for this program, additional discounts are also available with me, okay. And you can always directly reach out to me in this mentioned contact number, which I will also mention it here. Or if someone is looking out for a career transition, or if someone is looking out for right guidance in terms of the right path that they have to choose, you can always reach out to me in this contact number. This is my mobile number. My name is Satish, and my mobile number is 9600540121. Or if you feel if you're not comfortable in calling me, you can also WhatsApp me. Okay, where I'll just post my WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is 918047186734 is my WhatsApp number, and this is my email ID. It's satish@intellipaat.com. You can directly reach out to me for any queries, clarifications, and any doubts or any terms of guidance in terms of the career mentorship, or if you require one-on-one counseling, I'm always available, guys. So I'm just also posting my info in the group, chat group, so that it will be easy for everyone to, if they can just reach out to me directly. All right. So I'm just posting it over here to an audience. So you can just make use of it, guys. All right. Any questions, guys, so far? All right. Okay. I hope I have answered everyone's queries or clarifications. Anyway, pleasure meeting you all. And if any doubts or clarifications, you can directly reach out to me, guys. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your valuable time, guys. Good night.